Hey there, and welcome to Throw Up Thursday. I'm your host, Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc.
Well, how do you do alive when you're fed up and pissed off? No idea, but I think we're going to find out. I'm Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc, and welcome to Throw Up Thursdays, where you can come barf your problems and feel better. Although, it might actually be I barf my fucking problems today and I feel better. Let's see what. Joining us is the co-host, Olivia Hoffman. Olivia, I hope you're coming on to this. There we go.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's up?
I'm sick of everyone.
I saw the intro and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yep. It's an interesting thing to not just bail on a live because I am fucking here.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a funny thing too. Two things. One is, do I just talk about DBT skills? Do I just teach them? Or do I actually practice them? Could I actually model right now how to continue to be effective when your fucking anger and rage are through the goddamn roof? Can you still behave according to your values? I've always said and say, yes, you can. We're about to find out. Number two is that there is something about focusing on other people and helping that is in and of itself regulating of one's emotion. And I'm not talking about just a distraction either, like, oh, I'll distract myself from being pissed off. I'm talking about an actual transformation of energy once it's like an opposite action thing.
Absolutely. That's what I was just thinking when you said that.
Go ahead. Say what you
Oh, well, so opposite action is when you behave in an opposite way than what your emotion is telling you to do. So if you're angry, a lot of the times your emotion will tell you to like yell at whoever you see or a chair or, exude that anger and that, I don't know if I want to say negativity because then that makes it seem like shamey for being angry, but there is a certain level of like when you pass around the baton of like being pissed off, it continues and then that gook stays with you because you're not acting in accordance with your values. And so an opposite action thing to do when you're angry is to give a gift to somebody. And that way, after you validate your anger, you're like not joining, you're showing yourself that you are like more powerful than your emotion, that you are separate from your emotion, and you can still give forth, and it like eases that hum, it calms you down, and then you're like giving forth to the world, and then that is rewarded back as you're like basking in that pride.
Beautifully said. And now the pride I have toward you has already dissipated my rage. I want to add to that the real key thing about opposite action is that you are not discounting the emotion, even if it's negative. Oh my gosh, we got Corey, we got Hadley, hey, Scotty, Alyssa.
Absolutely.
Sam. Oh, wow, we got Erica. Oh, and there's Olivia. So, hi, welcome, and you joined us on an interesting day. So, yes, to all of that, that was awesome, by the way. Yeah, so maybe we should go into questions then and just kind of, keep going.
Yeah, sounds good. And if you want to barf up your stuff at any point, we can do that. I want to open up a space for you to do that. If you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Olivia. I appreciate it. I don't really want to spend Throw Up Thursday talking about how people in Berkeley are the worst drivers on the fucking planet. Everywhere I have driven in the whole goddamn world, it's the exact thing that the rest of the country says bubble about.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm the only one on the road. I'm the only one I think about. I'm like white and rich, so I do whatever the fuck I want. And the driving is terrible. But that's just the thing that like pushes me over. Right?
Yeah.
That is not going to get me this pissed off.
Yeah, definitely.
It's only like hurt and fear because, Irish, Midwestern, I've told you guys a million times, I go to anger instead of being scared of taxes and money and all that shit I don't understand. And I'm so lucky for Annie and Jean. Thank you so much for having my back on that. And also just like being let down by several people. I'm just fucking like,
Yeah.
Instead of being heard, I'd rather be pissed.
Yeah.
But, you know, crying too. So,
lovely.
All right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What's your question?
Okay. So my first one is from me.
Oh.
It's kind of a fun one, I think.
What are some eye makeup going on today, by the way?
I did like a whole bunch of things, but I actually got a haircut. And so I have bangs now.
That's what it is. Oh my God. It's so glamorous and
I'm like obsessed with it.
Nice.
I love it.
That's awesome. Okay. Good for you.
Dude races when you have a business. Taxes. Oh.
Dude. And this C Corp, don't even. Sole proprietorship is so much fucking easier than the C Corp shit. Oh my God. Yes. But Alyssa, good for you. Going into sole proprietorship as a young person is such a brave thing to do. I really applaud that. That is, yes, brave. You'll be doing that soon enough, Olivia.
Yay! I love taxes. I can't wait. Okay, so my question is, so I'm this weekend going to LA and meeting Thomas's parents. My first time meeting a partner's parents. What are some tips for that?
Oh my God, like you need any. Parents will love you. Anybody's parents love you, I bet.
Yeah, they do. I'm good with it. Seems it's like in my brain, I'm like, I know that I'm great, like especially moms always love me, but it's like different, but I don't actually think it's going to be that different.
It's no different at all, except you're going to be more nervous.
Yeah. That's
the only variable.
Mm-hmm.
And in your nervousness, just don't fill the silence with talking.
Yeah.
Less is more. Yeah, and don't kick your asses either, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that is going to come from the too much talking. Just like regulate your fear, validate it, because it's perfectly natural to be nervous. Yeah, it is cute. It's totally cute. And I just have no worries at all. The only way you're going to fuck this up is if you don't regulate your fear.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm proud of myself because I definitely have some like nerves, but I'm able to like direct most of it as like excitement and like also being nervous. But the biggest thing is excitement. In the past, I think I've usually just leaned into feeling super anxious or nervous about something instead of allowing the excitement to come in.
Yes. And you are so skilled at the practice of using gratitude to regulate fear. I mean, what's the alternative to this? Not having a partner that you don't go see there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to be grateful for here. And because it's new, it's scary, but it's the good scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, I can't wait to hear.
I'm excited.
You're going to say some dumb thing because you're going to run your mouth and then we are all going to laugh our asses off together. And it won't be that bad. It'll just be like, oh, like you said, just a little too much, and then have trouble like putting the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna be such a great story.
I remember when I met his brother, I like was so nervous that I had such a hard time talking, and then I think I said one thing, and I was like, I stopped in the middle of a sentence because I like couldn't figure out how to end it, and I was just like, oh God, I'm.
And scene. Oh, I love Allie's suggestion.
Oh yeah.
Nervous. That's a great idea. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's natural. And who does that, by the way? So courageous. Like everybody knows the big elephant in the room is that everybody's kind of nervous about it, especially the person in your situation. So who goes in and just owns it right out of the gates? That would be such a baller move.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, do that.
I'm going to bake them a loaf of bread to bring.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that your hummus would win anyway.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about the hummus, but
oh my God, so goddamn good. Yeah. That's a great thing. Take like homemade food
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great idea. You're so good on this, dude.
Yeah.
You're so good. The only thing is I wish Thomas were hearing you say
I know.
that.
I know. I'll make
Yeah.
him watch it.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. And I'm excited. The trip is going to be so fun too. I'm very excited.
Yes, it is. Good for you.
Yeah.
Grown up gal.
I know, with my bangs and everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow. It's my first haircut that I paid for myself also, which is exciting.
What?
I know.
I both want to applaud.
Well, I haven't got my haircut in like 2 years, if that makes it any better.
It really doesn't. No. but good for you. And what a one to pay for, because it is quite glamorous. Yeah. Good for you.
Okay.
Grown up.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. Second one. Okay. This is from Allie.
All right.
Okay. So they said, I'm going through a lot of great and exciting changes in every spot of my life, which is scary and fun and thrilling. I'm very proud, and I'm noticing my gremlin side is coming in hard with a sneaky and convincing self-sabotage attempts. In other words, there's a half of me that's hard in her bullshit. I'm struggling to trust myself right now. Any advice for discerning bullshit and truth?
How about starting with not asking me a question you know the fucking answer to? That's a bullshit thing right there. Especially, dude, Allie! We know how skilled Allie is. I'm not even... It's just fear, dude. All the gremlin thoughts, the ego. Like, there's a little bit of a narcy thing in this at this point, which is, what, you're not supposed to be scared when you're doing all the huge stuff that Allie's doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, anyone would be. These are huge changes. And, yeah, pink velvet. Pink velvet is our safe word when someone is full of shit and one of the other docs doesn't want to fully call them out, but they want to be like, hey, go to JJ with that. I don't want to enable that. Yeah, it is, because this is the same shit you've been talking about for weeks, Allie. And of course the worry thoughts are going to go up with the decisions that you have made lately. You've made a lot of calls. You have made very definitive decisions. So yeah, what's going to happen? Fear's going to skyrocket. Of course it is. You're no different than anybody else. Quit expecting that you are. You're both special and nothing special, like the fucking rest of us. So be afraid and do it anyway. This is your fucking daily life anyway. Yes, the expectation that you're not going to feel fear is the narcy piece. You know better. It's willful. It's complete fucking denial. And just, you're hurting yourself with it. Knock it off. There's no shame in being afraid when you're doing the kind of decision making that you're doing. It's huge. It's scary. It's wonderful. Go. Just go. Do the thing. Move forward. Of course it's terrifying. Let's not pretend it's not going to be. It's always going to be. Next.
Okay. This one's from Astrid.
Okay. Is it pink velvet? By the way, were you going to call pink velvet on that, Olivia?
I talked to them we did like a descriptive pink velvet in the group chat.
When you got the question,
well, there was a conversation. I can tell you later. I don't know if I want to say it on live, okay. But yeah, but it went well. Everyone took it in the way that it was meant, so that was good.
Lovely.
Or Astrid and Allie did.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. I feel like if it wasn't from Astrid, it wouldn't be a pink velvet. But I think that there's a. I think Astrid might. I think Astrid knows the answer to this.
Astrid usually knows the answer, but we still appreciate the questions. We'll see.
Okay. So they said, definitely going into senioritis, and I want to balance relaxing and not shaming myself while still doing what needs to be done. And also typing this out, I'm remembering I have a pattern every spring where I judge myself as slacking for not consistently suffering and studying. How can I tell the difference between causing shame by avoiding responsibilities and genuinely needing a break?
What made you say that if it wasn't from Astrid, it may not be a bullshit pink velvet.
Because I think if it wasn't Astrid, they wouldn't genuinely know the answer. Like they wouldn't have the same tool set or skills that Astrid has.
I was thinking that if it's a person who consistently struggles academically, then maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
That is not Astrid. So it's basically the same answer that I just gave Allie with the Astrid nuances. And this is the thing, take this shit to support group. Like, okay, let's use it productively. First of all, Astrid, this is not an answer for you because I'm not answering your question. So I'm going to use this. Let's say it's somebody who academically struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Read that last line again.
How can I tell the difference between causing shame by avoiding responsibilities and genuinely needing a break?
I think that if, in terms of DBT, we talk about justified and unjustified guilt and shame. Justified guilt and shame is when you violated your values. Unjustified shame is when you have not violated. Woo, paging Dr. Freud. When you have not violated your values, yet you still feel guilt and shame. Like lots of times it's when people say no.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that applies here, meaning, have you violated your values? Is it against your values to take a break? Is it against your values because you know deep down inside it's avoidance?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't define that for anyone. They have to define that for themselves. But I will say that we can feel that usually deep in our guts
Mm-hmm.
at the time. So pay attention to your body sensations and what your values are. I think we know the truth when it's happening. It's our mind that pulls us off of our truth. So our gut usually is right in line with everything that we are and want to be.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. You want to add anything?
I just think, I mean, it's kind of on that, is that I think you can tell when you're procrastinated versus when you're giving yourself a break.
Yeah, it feels crummy.
It feels different, and like there's a body sensation, and you just know when you're doing it. And also, like, school doesn't have to be suffering in order to make it like real.
Ooh, that's a great point.
Yes. You know, like you don't have to make it as horrible for yourself as possible in order to like be doing a good job or whatever.
Or, like how people they think that it's narcissistic for them to have an easy time with school when the, you know how it is, passing the baton, particularly in undergrad, everybody's like bitching all the time. And then if you're flying it, you're like the odd person out. So you don't want to say anything like, oh, that was really easy for me. Because you're worried it's going to be narcy. Hey, you know what's narcy? Fucking playing the martyr and creating suffering for yourself in undergrad, where all you need is a fucking piece of paper. You just need to graduate. That's really all undergrad is. So great, go learn. That's cool. Yeah, exactly. School is
fun.
Fun. Learning is fun.
It's the time in your life when it's like your job is to learn. That's so cool.
That's right.
And to take that, and it's like you're choosing to do it, and then to take it as like a, oh my God, oh, like that is gross. To turn something beautiful and like a privilege to get to learn and have that be what you focus on for a period of time and have this like really nice shell.
Yes. Yeah.
Like instead of acknowledging that and being grateful and even being like, oh my God, I fucking hate studying, and then having fun with the like, oh, look at all the shit I have to do, and like laughing at it. Yes. To be martyring yourself with it is just like not the move.
Yeah. And you know, I will say the closest I can get to validating someone complaining about undergrad is that there is a lot of busy work in undergrad. You got to do a lot of shit in a lot of classes that like aren't your favorite. So I can feel you there. There is, yes, it's a privilege. I agree with you, Megan. I get to go to school. And if you can't get there, that's fine. You can piss and moan a little. It is a pain in the ass from time to time, just like life has that. And here's the hilarious part is nobody knows in undergrad. They graduate from undergrad and they're like, woo, woo, so glad that's over. I did it. And they have no idea what they're about to step into is a million times fucking harder than undergrad ever was. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing
Absolutely.
ever. And that doesn't, that does not mean it's not actually stressful. It's just like stay in the moment as much as you can,
Definitely.
It's like what we were talking about with, people get pregnant and they're like, oh God, can't wait till this pregnancy is over. It's going to be so much easier. No, it isn't. You're going to have a baby.
It's just a different thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's way more stressful and it's forever. Like, oh my God, you thought it would be easier once the baby was here? Are you nuts? But that's what people do, like they don't see big picture. When you're feeling anxiety, it brings your perspective to no further than the tip of your nose.
Absolutely.
It's smaller and you got the blinders on. So like, just, do one thing at a time. Be mindful about your choices and, piss and moan a little. And then when you can feel that scale tipping into this self-indulgent narcy martyry thing, just shut the fuck up and do your work. And then go celebrate when you're done.
Yeah.
That's where people forget to do too. They come to me and they're all like, oh, I'm so stressed out and fucking. Well, do you ever celebrate any of your wins, dude?
Yeah.
No wonder you're running on empty.
Even just like doing the thing that you needed to do that day when you still have a lot left to do. If you I did my outline. That's celebration
Oh my God,
worthy.
the outline's the hardest part anyway.
Yeah, dude. My outlines, I was looking at them the other day and I was like, Jesus, those were I was really could tell how anxious I was. But
Here's
one of my
thing, though, with good students, it pisses me off when students like Astrid also stress out. You get to procrastinate and cram and stress out, or you get to be the person that's on top of everything and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Please don't do both. If you're doing both, it's almost a guaranteed narcy. You don't stress out and fucking you're a totally conscientious student. Give me a break. Half of fucking undergrad is figuring out what you can get away with not doing. My God, I fucking worked 40 hours a week in undergrad. Now I sound like an old person. Like, I just can't. I mean, what?
Yeah.
What? No one should have to work 40 hours during undergrad. But I'm just saying, like, fucking get some goddamn perspective, which is really difficult to tell people that are that young. There isn't a full perspective.
Yeah.
So
well, your brain's not developed.
Not
you
fully.
Can't not full it's not that level of consequences or just full picture is really hard. One of my favorite what?
Just a piece of paper. You're not saving lives.
No.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, one of my favorite tips that you ever gave me when I was in college was it was it's an opposite action thing. Okay. And it was yeah. So say I had a paper to write that was due tomorrow and I hadn't started yet. And so I would go, you know what? I really wish that I had a full paper that I had to write that's due at 8 a.m. that I haven't even started and I don't even know what my thesis is yet. Oh, wait, I have it. Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's my entire University of Wisconsin-Madison experience, dude. Oh, my God.
That's so
I
good.
Love that you love that. Because I don't share that with everybody.
Yeah.
Plus, you add a hangover and sometimes pans. We would bang pans together to with somebody that's got a hangover. Oh my God, it's just the worst of the worst. my God. And I mean, thank goodness you're young. You can bounce back like that and pull something like that off. Yes, make it a game.
It's funny. It's like
It's
so
hilarious.
funny. It's so funny when it sucks like so fucking bad.
Yep.
That's so, and it's like such a safe kind of sucky.
Yep. Yes.
Like the stakes are real low.
That is a great point, dude.
Yeah.
It's a great point. People spending 10 years on a dissertation. How precious is it? I mean, once again, you're trying to get a degree.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking, it's not going to win prizes. Nobody even reads dissertations. And that's at a doctoral level. So like undergrad, like how long does it really take to fucking write a 10-page paper if you've got a solid outline? Like 3 hours, 3.5? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Cramming works. Just like, don't shame yourself for cramming. Just do the cram. My God, it's how I did all of it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Love that. Okay. One more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this one is from a friend. So a couple years ago, they realized that their mom was kind like a narcissist and they had a really difficult relationship, and she was really like at a hard time in her life and was wiling out. And so since then she's put up boundaries. Her mom is now currently like has been working on a lot of her issues and is improving. And my friend is slowly going back into the relationship, but still has a lot of boundaries and like walls up. And she was wondering if she should tell her mom that she's doing that she still doesn't feel like safe with her, or if she should just keep doing what she's doing and not say anything to her.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't say safe ever. You know that. The world's not safe. Safe is not an emotion. Like, the question is, does she level with her narcy mom that she's going in slow?
Yeah.
Why? What would be the objective to doing that?
So she was worried about like her mom getting discouraged and like stopping the progress.
Codependent much? You can't control other people. Just work on you. Do for you. I mean, if she asks, you might tell her. If mom actually expresses, but it's like this person's future tripping, trying to control an outcome that they have no control over anyway. Plus, if the mom truly is a narcissist, then leveling with her about reality might not go so well anyway.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I don't know. That just seems like controlling behavior, trying to self-medicate fear to me. So while it must be very nerve-wracking for the friend to inch back into that relationship, that's the decision they've made. So just go with that and see how the chips fall. Like, don't try and control everything. Just know when you get that pinch to get controlling, all that means is you're afraid. Oh, okay. I all right. And you don't have to shame yourself for getting controlling. We've all done it. So just notice that you feel fear. Try and find some other words for fear, maybe, to validate it. And also, it's kind of a distracting exercise. So you find your words for fear and then ask yourself, well, what do I do for myself when I feel fear to help myself return to calm my baseline? Go take a walk. Take 3 deep abdominal breaths. Like, make it on you. Don't make it about outcome and other people's behavior, particularly one with narcissistic personality disorder. My God, if we fucking like pinned our hopes to how shit's gonna turn out with a narcissist, that is not a way to live. Believe me. Just wrote another book on that. Oh my God. Okay. You got something you want to add?
No, I mean, when we talked about it, I kind of said that, where I said, like, I think unless you have a clear objective, then it's not like, if your objective can be met without, and like, if your objective can be met without having that conversation, I don't think it's worth having that conversation.
Yeah.
And if your objective is to make her feel better about it, you can't control how people are going to feel. Like that's not like a real, or not a real objective, but like that's not a productive objective if it's to make someone feel better.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or to like, you know, to like not hurt their feelings or whatever. Like that's not actually. Yeah, exactly.
You got to just let the chips fall.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking a chance, and good job being brave, friend, because that's no small thing, stepping back in and giving more chances. That's brave. So kudos. Have that person let us know how it's going.
Yeah, I'll check in with them.
Nice work. Look, now I'm totally emotionally regulated.
Love it.
You know, yeah. Even like, oh man, yeah, I'm better. I'm gonna not say what I was gonna say. Yeah, I think it's just best this way. Radical acceptance equals non-attachment to outcome. Yes. Specifically, yes. To other people's reactions, yes.
Or perceptions of us. That's like not anything that we can control.
Sorry about that. My phone's gonna die.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Totally great. Love it. Super
so fun.
Yes, and good to see you again.
Yeah, good to be back.
So will you be here doing this next week then?
No, next week I'm going to be in Joshua Tree.
All right. So we'll have a different co-host. Oh my gosh. Have a great time.
Oh, thanks, Grace. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Get in touch with me, Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc, at drjjkelly.com.